Yeah,
Okay,
you switched hats.
I did. I changed it up just a little bit. What I love about Lulu is his desire to do something more and to be something more. His love for music. So, can you talk about how music kind of fills or fulfills Lulu in since of season two?
Yeah, I think it's a physical manifestation or representation of his spirit and his soul. And he is trying to connect with his spirit and his soul because he has not been in connection with it since starting this venture with his family.
Will you see that this wanting to connect with the spirit and the soul have it already has a direct conflict with Raquel? She calls it a
Correct.
hobby.
Correct.
Um, how will he use that his mental awareness of what's really going on to break free from Raquel, or can he ever do that?
I think that's the dramatic question of the seasons and the seasons at large, right? And that's what's really difficult because you I can't give you the plot, right?
Right.
But you asked too good. You guys are really good with these questions, man, because y'all it's like I'm almost fucked around and told you, oh well, this happens. No, but yeah, it's definitely direct conflict. Where that leads, I cannot tell you. But hopefully this man finds his soul.
Right. In relation to family overall, not just Raquel, who do you feel he has the most support in or he can rely on?
Well, I would say that he can rely on London's character, Marvin, the most. He can rely on everybody but Raquel as far as like support, as far as like when it comes down to it. But I think that when it comes to like who's supporting his dreams, it probably would be Jukebox. And that relationship gets tested as well this season because they share the same dream. And he inspires her and she inspires him. So I think that's who he can rely on for support the most as of now.
Right. Now, the music business is also a very messy situation as well, just
Correct.
by itself. But can you tease if there will be any kind of conflict
Yeah,
with that separate? Okay.
I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Just because I like you. Me and so Omar Dorsey is basically the manager and family, I guess, quote unquote, family member, distant cousin of Zisa, who's an artist I signed. So me and him come into conflict often. At first, it seems like he the homie, but like I think it's gonna be conflict later. I'm not really sure, but like it looks like there's gonna be conflict because he's so slick. You feel me? And Lulu isn't with the slick shit. You feel me? And Crown is still in the equation. So it gets when you say messy, you right. It's this three people trying to vie over this over what's happening with Bulletproof Records.
Do you feel that because he comes from the family business of always having to watch your back, that he is kind of already prepared for what happens in the music business in terms of that conflict?
Yeah, he prepared for the conflict. What he's not prepared for is the manipulation, is the behind the scenes, mechanizing and people plotting and shit. The Game of Thrones shit. Like he not with all that. He don't know, and he'll learn. He has to learn.
Because Raquel being so, you could say, manipulative, he would
Yeah,
have been aware.
but he didn't know. He found out later.
Right.
You remember he didn't realize he was being manipulated by her until she put her own son on the front lines, and
Right.
he realized she don't even realize that she's like that. You know what I mean? So that's when he was like, "Oh yeah, nah, now I know," but it's too late. So
So I was wondering if you could describe Lulu's perfect day, if he was able to get everything he ever wanted, what would that be?
perfect day, he would have his record label up and functioning, several artists producing, writing all their records, people hearing the records in the city. Queens would be great, but he'd love it to go global. And having a cool little spot out of the way, out of town that the family could come to. The family be completely divested from a criminal enterprise and fully invested into whatever enterprise he's doing. And we all live in peaceful, happy lives. The kids going to better schools, nobody looking for bullets and guns going, and he got him a cool little lady and a cool little vehicle and some fly clothes, and that be him. He be straight. He be at peace.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to me. That's a lot of insight that you provided with that.
Thank you, D. I appreciate it. You're a very good interviewer. I like you a lot.